welcome to my house. It's welcome to the newly rebooted 18 card challenge. I'm Jason Tagmeyer, and I'm from Button Shy, and we do these contests. We did these contests every month for the end of 2019, and then everything kind of fell apart a bit for the beginning of 2020 because we lost our videographer. We also had the holidays hit, and just got my shirt. And that brings us to today, April 1st. Some people will call it April Fool's Day, but it's no joke. We have a new challenge, and the theme is design an 18-card legacy game. So I'm here with Mike Mullins, as you know, from the last couple contests and all of his design work and everything else. And we're going to just talk about the rules for this specific contest. With Legacy, there's a couple different things you can do. And for this contest, one of the things you can do is modify cards. You can modify cards by writing on them. You can modify them or cards and rules. You can modify the rules by writing on them.
Right. I think that's a key caveat, like cards and rules. So all of a sudden, you're beginner mode, there's no more beginner mode, or
exactly.
All of a sudden, the possibilities like either get unlocked or get selected. And there's lots of cool ways of modifying rules and cards.
Yeah. You can modify them by cutting them. So you can use scissors to cut things off of cards. You can use 3 sheets of stickers within this, and they'd be card size. So another thing that you can cut is stickers out of these card size sticker sheets, and those stickers can be used to modify cards or rules as well.
So 2 clarifications. Do you mean 15 cards plus 3 sticker sheets, or 18 cards plus 3 sticker sheets?
We're going to go 18 plus 3 sticker sheets.
Oh, so you basically guaranteed yourself sticker sheets, because that sounds super fun. And then the other thing I would clarify is we're not going to torture people, because these aren't going to be like pre-cut things, so people are going to be cutting out their own stickers. And same thing for shapes, like cut squares off, cut triangles off. Like, don't have people cut out your own dinosaur. Like, don't torture people.
Yeah, imagine, the same thing that we are going to be playtesting is going to be what, the final game is. So we don't want to cut a phoenix shape out of a card.
Right. Cut some extra resource markers, so now your mind generates 2 things. Cut some extra swords so you have more attack, or cover things.
Cut the corner of a card off so you can see the card below it.
Right, yeah. Reveal things. And certainly also for cutting, I mean, you could be cutting things into half, and now you're making tokens. You could be, there's lots of possibilities for cutting. You could even cut and like fold a thing. And so now it's like there's lots of weird stuff you can do with cutting, but just as long as they're not, don't make me make a phoenix. I just want to cut squares and triangles.
I keep just calling it reasonable, which everybody's it's such a fuzzy line, but just be reasonable. And with stickers,
reasonable is tough with creative crowd, Mr. Tagmeyer.
It's more of a joke than anything. Stickers, same thing. Don't make them too tiny, because obviously if they're super small, you're cutting out this little thing, it's going to be difficult to work with. So make it, a size, and shapes too. Nobody likes to cut out circles. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, I think a good sort of size would be, like little 1 square Legos. That would be as small as I would possibly go, right? That's a good little like icon marker. And I could cut that out reasonably. And you can add some values to your thing. That is about as small as I would tolerate, especially because you have a lot of sticker there to work with.
I could do a couple of those, but I don't want to do 60 of those.
Like 100%, yeah.
All right, so the next thing would be destruction. So destruction is a thing that people love and hate. Or I don't even know if anyone loves it. I do. I love that from a design side, what it can make and the impactful decisions it can, create. But destruction can be an element of legacy games, and It's up there. It's in the options for you.
Yeah, there should be like a giant, like if you could superimpose some sort of warning thing right here, like you start out with 18 cards. If you destroy one, that is a very large percentage of your real
Yes.
estate. So the things that I would say as a warning are that if you're going to destroy things, maybe you're cutting the cards in half before you destroy them, or maybe destruction is part of a larger, like episodic change, or
It just has to
it
be
should be
really impactful.
as it actually is. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you are changing a very large portion of your game's landscape, and it should feel that way. So don't use it flippantly,
Yep.
or frankly, don't use it at all. But
Yeah.
I'm not officially saying that.
This list isn't a
Allow us
list
with
of.
your creativity.
We should stress that this isn't a list of the things that you should include. These are the things that you can include. So
Right.
any one of
Absolutely.
these is enough to satisfy the requirements of Legacy.
Right. You might
Even
have
none of them.
one sticker sheet where you put a sticker on at the end of each game, and that changes the next game in some way. Boom, done. You legacied. Good job. Like you
Yeah.
don't have. This isn't a kitchen sink type deal.
Exactly. And I guess the last thing is hidden information, or unlockables. That's a key in a lot of Legacy games, is things that come up halfway through or something like that. So the way that we're going to allow that is a single card sleeve, a just solid colored card sleeve, can be used to hide up to three cards from the start of the game until they come out. So it can be one card, two cards, three cards, whatever you want. And keep in mind, a card sleeve is solid on one side and clear on the other. So there is one side that shows. So if it's a card back, whatever, or if it's one that says the first of the three or anything like that, there can be something that's hidden from the owner of the game and the players of the game from the onset.
Right. And so to be clear here, we're talking about a subset of those 18 cards are hidden.
Yes, thank you.
Right. So I want to make sure that we're saying that. So you could have 15 playable and then three that, when you receive the wallet for the first time, two of them will be completely hidden.
Yep.
One of them will have its back hidden, or depending on how you could sleeve it. We'll sleeve it the way you want to sleeve it, so we can have only the back showing, and technically they're all hidden or whatever.
And
but
it can even
a subset
be
of the cards that you start with.
My idea was it was even upside down in the wallet, so it can be completely hidden. But
right.
If somebody pulls it out, they're going to see it. So we are offering.
People are going to pull out the cards. Like you have to really clarify that thing is hidden.
Do not look at this. Yeah, those are the options you have, plus things that we're not thinking of that fit within the same thing. There's obviously going to be innovative ways to make legacy games within these components in different ways than we discussed.
Sure. Yeah, the thing I'm looking forward to is seeing what direction folks go with this, right? Because there's two major directions so far that we've seen legacy games go, right? One of them is a campaign. The campaign finishes and you're done with that. Wow, that was amazing. Hopefully you get enough game out of that campaign, right? The other thing we've seen, like with Charterstone is the one that comes to mind, is that you play through, and then when you're done, that product is still a game.
Yep.
And now my version of that game is different than your version of that game, which for an 18 card space honestly seems more like.
Oh yeah.
That's where I think I would go, I guess. Again, we're not trying to lead anybody here, but it just seems to me that like all of a sudden my version of this Legacy 18 game is different than your version. And so we play it. It's like, oh, farming still works for you. Farming is terrible in my game. That's what we were talking about before.
Something that reminds me of is we have a game called Titans of D6 in our Legend of D6 roll and write. And all it is it's kind of like a terrain map builder. But people say that once they're done building their map, they want to play the game on it. So it really could be the 10 games that build this thing that is now the game that you play forever on. So the legacy element can be done quickly. And then you've got this thing, and that's perfectly valid. You've got a customized product that means something to you.
And then, like we see so often when we think we know where people are going to come from, there could be a different type of legacy that we're not considering. That, and that's what's so exciting about these contests, is that we think we know what we're going to get, and all of a sudden we just get stuff that never even occurred to us.
It's going to be fun. This is This is almost the one that we saved for our last contest ever, because it's kind of that thing everybody asks for, and it's that ridiculous thing. But we started out with our most ridiculous contest ever with the single card, so we'll just keep these going.
Yeah, I also feel like it's a good time. It gives folks something to do while they're stuck in their house right now.
Yeah,
It's our return to contests after the sort of forced hiatus of losing the video guy.
yeah,
I feel like it's a great time for this crazy contest. So
yeah. And then we'll get back with something really simple and thematic, and those ones are fun too. But let's get crazy for a moment.
yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we'll launch this. It's not an April Fool's joke, and
That's the thing we cannot emphasize enough. We are not kidding. Okay.
this is not a joke. And we'll do some videos in between, and you'll see us again. So cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.